All right, let's talk about something amazing. Imagine a fish, but it doesn't live in water. It lives in the desert. And it's not a fish, it's a lizard. I know it sounds like a riddle, but it's a real animal called the sandfish. It's not the kind of sandfish that's a sea cucumber or an actual fish. Nope, this one is a skink, a type of lizard. They have this incredible, mind-blowing ability to swim through sand. They dive into it and move around underneath, just like a fish swims through the ocean. It's one of nature's little magic tricks, and it's just fantastic. So, where do you find these little swimmers? You won't see them at the beach building sandcastles, that's for sure. These guys are true desert dwellers. They live in some of the hottest, driest places on Earth. You can find them across the vast Sahara Desert in Africa, all the way to the sandy dunes of the Arabian Peninsula. Different species live in different spots. There's one called the common sandfish that has a huge territory, while others stick to specific regions, like the Western Desert or parts of Iran and Pakistan. They need that fine, loose sand to do their swimming thing. Now, why would a lizard want to swim through sand? Well, the desert is a pretty tough place to live. During the day, the sun can be incredibly hot, and at night, it can get surprisingly cold. By diving under the sandfish can escape those extreme temperatures. It's like having a built-in, perfectly insulated blanket that's always there. It's also the perfect way to hide from predators. If a hungry bird or snake comes along, the sandfish can just disappear in a flash, vanishing right into the ground beneath their feet. It's the ultimate escape plan. This whole sand swimming business is just so clever. When a sandfish decides to take a dive, it doesn't just awkwardly dig, it performs this smooth, elegant plunge headfirst into the dunes. Once it's under the surface, it starts moving its body in a wavy, snake-like motion. This is how it propels itself forward, gliding through the grains of sand with surprising speed and grace. It's a specialized skill that has made them masters of their environment. They aren't just surviving in the desert, they are thriving in it, all thanks to this unbelievable talent. So, how does a lizard become a professional sand swimmer? It's all about the design. These guys are built for it, from head to tail. First, they have this amazing wedge-shaped snout. It's long, flattened, and looks a bit like a shovel, which is perfect for slicing into the sand without getting a nose full of it. Their eyes and nostrils are really small to help keep the sand out, too. And their whole body is covered in these super smooth, glossy scales that overlap. This sleek surface reduces friction, letting them slide through the sand with hardly any effort. It's like they're greased up for a slip and slide. Let's talk about their legs and feet. You might think they'd have big, strong legs for digging, but they're actually pretty short and small. When it's time to swim, the sandfish does something brilliant. It tucks its legs right up against its body. This makes them more streamlined, reducing drag so they can move faster under the sand. But their feet are special. The toes are long and flat, and they have these cool fringes on them that look like little combs. These fringes help them walk on top of the soft sand without sinking, kind of like natural snowshoes for the desert. These lizards aren't very big, which helps them maneuver. An adult sandfish usually grows to be about 20 centimeters long, and that includes its tail. They have a long body and a relatively short tail, which is the perfect shape for making those wavy, swimming motions. Their coloring is also fantastic for desert life. Most of them have a beautiful golden or yellowish color with dark brown or black bands running across their backs. This pattern is incredible camouflage, helping them blend in perfectly with the sun-drenched sand when they are on the surface. Interestingly, scientists once thought that their super smooth scales were the main secret to their sand swimming ability, but recent studies have shown that it's more about how they move. It's that undulating snake-like wiggle that is the key to their efficient movement. Other lizards that get buried in sand would just flail their legs around and get stuck. But the sandfish has perfected this specific gait, a graceful dance that lets it navigate its hidden sandy world. This has even inspired engineers to build robots that can move through granular materials in the same way. Living underground is great for safety, but a lizard has to eat. So, how does a sandfish hunt for food when it's buried under a blanket of sand? It's genius, really. They have a superpower. They can feel vibrations. While they are resting just below the surface, they can detect the tiny movements of insects like beetles or spiders walking on the sand above them. It's like having a built-in dinner bell that rings whenever a meal walks by. Once they sense their prey, they can burst out of the sand with incredible speed to ambush it. It's a surprise attack from below. Now, you're probably wondering, how do they breathe down there? I was wondering that too. It seems impossible. If you or I tried that, we'd just get a lungful of sand. But the sandfish has a special respiratory system that is perfectly designed for it. When they inhale, their uniquely shaped nasal passages separate the air from the sand particles. The air goes to their lungs, while the sand gets trapped. Then, to get rid of the trapped sand, they basically sneeze it out with a forceful exhale. It's a tiny, powerful sneeze that clears their airways so they can keep breathing comfortably. This underground lifestyle dictates their entire day. Sandfish are mostly active during the twilight hours of dawn and dusk, which is known as being crepuscular. This helps them avoid both the scorching midday heat and the deep cold of the night. They spend the hottest and coldest parts of the day safely buried, where the temperature is much more stable. They can burrow down several inches, finding the perfect layer of sand that is just the right temperature. This behavior is essential for regulating their body temperature and conserving their energy in such a harsh environment. Their ability to disappear is their greatest defense. When they are not hunting, they are hiding. The moment they sense danger, whether it's the shadow of a hawk or the footsteps of a larger predator, they can dive into the sand in less than a second. This quick escape makes them incredibly difficult to catch. They are masters of the disappearing act. This life of stealth, spent mostly out of sight, is why they are often called the secret swimmers of the desert. They live a hidden life, perfectly adapted to a world that few other animals could ever conquer. So, what about the next generation of sand swimmers? When it comes to having babies, sandfish have a couple of different methods, which is pretty interesting. Some species, like the common sandfish, are oviparous, which means the females lay eggs. They'll bury a small clutch of eggs in the warm sand, and the heat of the desert incubates them until they hatch. But other species, like the eastern sandfish, are viviparous. This means they don't lay eggs at all. The females give birth to live, fully formed baby lizards. Isn't that incredible? Talk about giving your kids a head start in life. Scientists are still piecing together the details of their social lives and life cycle. It's thought that male sandfish might bite the females to hold on to them during mating, as females are often found with bite marks during the breeding season. It takes a sandfish about 2 to 5 years to become an adult, and they can live for a pretty long time for a small lizard, sometimes up to 10 years. For an animal that spends so much of its life hidden from view, there's still a lot we don't know, which makes them even more mysterious and fascinating. Now for the good news. If you've fallen in love with these little guys, you'll be happy to hear that they are doing okay. According to the conservation experts at the IUCN, all known species of sandfish are currently listed as least concern. This means they are not considered rare, threatened, or endangered right now. Their populations appear to be stable, and their desert habitats, while extreme, are vast and relatively undisturbed. They are a true success story of adaptation, having carved out a niche where they can thrive without much competition. Even though they aren't in danger, the sandfish remains a creature of great scientific interest. Researchers are still studying their unique way of moving, breathing, and sensing the world around them. There are still gaps in our knowledge about their behavior and biology. Every new discovery teaches us more about the amazing ways life can adapt to survive in the most challenging places on our planet. The secret life of the sandfish shows us that there are still so many wonders hidden right beneath our feet, or in this case, beneath the desert sand.